mama said, what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what? Great things, great things, great things. Welcome to another episode of Your Mama Said What podcast. I am Jalen, one of your co-hosts. Thank you for joining us today as we discuss the multiple ways that words have power. I want to start out with a brief story, and I'm going to continue it later. I was at a staff development meeting one year, and the presenter was an English college professor. And he told us, he said, we have to be cognizant of what words we use because of the vibration of the words, and how the vibration and the energy of the words has power over our thinking and our living. And so we was like, well, like, what are you talking about? Because, we had never heard anything like that before. And so he went on to explain, he gave us a few examples. And he said, for instance, every day we come into work or we greet people and we say good morning. And he said the vibration of the word morning also goes along with another word that is not so happy, which is spelled MOURNING. And so I want to ask my co-hosts, Sass and V, when you hear morning, what do you think? Just the word morning. What are your thoughts?
Okay. Hey, everybody. This is V. When I think of morning, I think of sun, the rising sun, a new start of the day. That's what I think of when I think of morning. Like, fresh, refresh. That's what morning thinks. That's to me. And I know it's another one, but that's what morning, when I think of morning.
Okay. Sass, what about you?
Well, when you brought it to my attention and we actually sounded it out, it sounded like death, right? We're grieving. And that's not there because nobody ever enjoys grieving.
Now, just think about again, it could go both ways. Like Sister V says she thinks happiness, she thinks sun. And Sister Sass said, you think about death and mourning. Just think about the vibration when we say good morning. Could it mean, as we're saying it, could it mean that we're wishing someone sadness? Or could it mean that we're wishing someone not so, or like the sun? But it's the option. So we don't know, I guess, what vibration that person would be receiving it in. So, I would say that after that time, after he told us this, we went around and we stopped saying good morning and we were saying other words. And can anybody think of another word that we could maybe replace morning with? That would not give a double, would not have a double meaning.
Sister Sash, you had one said grand rising.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Just peace, everyone.
But if you're in your workplace, I'm just saying, if you're in your workplace, would you say peace?
Well, actually, when I'm working, I say peace to you all. Peace. Okay. How is everyone doing? That's my greeting every day at the beginning.
So, Sister V, would you take Sister Sass's word and go into your workplace and say peace?
Probably not. And
so, what's another word?
But greetings, possibly. And a lot of times I say good day, but that I use that in my email because people don't always read it in the morning or the day or the evening. So I say good day. I'll just say good day.
Right. And what we started saying after this presentation, we started going around saying good dawning, because usually when you're saying good morning, it's the morning time, and so we said good dawning because it is the dawning of a new day. And I kind of stopped saying good dawning. I say, as you heard me say, as I started out, I say great things, which is the same as greetings or greetings. If you say greetings to somebody, it's the same vibration as great things. So you're wishing greatness on someone. Now, I don't know, again, this is just studying words and listening to words, that every word has a vibration. Every word that we say has a vibration. It could be a positive vibration or a negative vibration. And also every word vibrates within a span of low and high frequencies. For instance, when we're praying, we pray we use high vibrational words when we're praying. And the reason we do this, well, I guess some people may pray on low vibrational words, but we're not going to use those examples. But when we pray and we meditate and we chant, we're using high vibrational words because it attracts positive power or positive energy to us. So if we use again, every word, every sound has a vibration. It could be a low vibration or a high vibration. We want to be on the high vibration because of the energy that it brings back to us, which is positive. Now, I just want to, again, I'm making this as interactive as I can, right? And I want us to think of some high vibrational words that we could use just in our everyday interactions with people and ourselves, actually.
You know what? A word that a friend of mine uses almost all the time when we talk. She'll go, "Hey, good." She say, "Hey, sunshine, sunshine." It's a beautiful word.
Okay.
Of course,
And when you think of sunshine, what do you think of? What do you think of when you hear sunshine?
bright, happy, warmth, um, all those, you know, just happy feeling because yellow, the color of yellow is bright and it's attracting. So gives off that heat, that warmth.
Okay.
So I love it. I love it. And it makes me feel good, when I see it. If I was having a bad morning or and she'll go, "Hey, sunshine," and it just makes such a big difference. So I use it
So
sometimes
should we
when
say
I
that to you
remember.
from now on? Hey, sunshine.
Oh,
Sister Sam,
I'm
how
afraid
about
not.
you?
I know that studies have shown that if you visit someone in the hospital and within 8 minutes you can make them start feeling better with just your conversation. And so the vibrations are really real. If you read someone's scripture or just have good news to tell them, you can make them actually feel better. Studies have shown that. So I agree with you. First, to have vision. That's why that's why I talk to my plants and my flowers when I was growing them, because they
Mm.
seem to pick up on vibrations as well. So that's a very interesting study, Sister Jalen.
I don't
The
really talk to my
vibration.
plants. I probably should start. I don't speak to them. Like I know some people will go and speak to their plants like daily, but I may ask them, "Do you need watering?" That's probably the depth of my conversation with my
Uh-huh.
plants when they're
And,
looking like
and if
they're dying.
and they answer
Probably
you back, they
say,
probably gonna say, you see the brown on my leaf. What do you think, lady?"
yeah. So that's the limit to my conversation with my plants. But maybe I'll start doing that. And so some of the words that I kind of with high vibration was love, inspiration, hope, joy, happiness, possibility, God, and just all of these words kind of give a good feeling. We want to use again positive or high energy, high vibrational words to get positive energy coming to us. Now, but let's just go and say some words that may have a low vibrations, and it gives us not so good energy. I don't want to say negative, but not so good energy. What can we think of?
Hate.
Mm,
That was my
yeah,
first word too.
Um,
That was my first word.
I think that's real low, real
yeah.
negative. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's a word. And
You're
I'll tell you
nothing.
something. My mother used to say, don't use that word hate in this house. She would say that because it has a negative connotation.
It
It
does.
has probably that negative energy that it would bring. But she would like, no, don't say hate. Don't use that word hate.
But what
Wow.
if I say I hate this dinner? Is that so bad? I guess maybe for the cook. But is that so bad though? I
Yeah,
mean,
because we could change the word. It's not that you hate it. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that
I
you hate it. I think
hate
we're
it.
just changing that word
Okay.
so that you're not offending the cook or whoever made it or prepared it around you that
And or
had a hand in it.
even having the negative energy come to you as well. Sister
Yeah,
Sass, what were you
right.
gonna say?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say that if you hate the cook and the food is edible, ungratefulness. With
But
so
we're not
many
hating the
hungry
cook.
people,
We're
with
not
so
hating the
many,
cook. We're hating the
with
food.
so many hungry people without any food or water. My mama said you should be grateful to have that food because children at that time in Biafra don't have anything to eat. So I don't know, sister. I hate the food. Mm.
That was an example. Maybe I should use another word.
Uh-huh.
Because I am definitely advocate for homelessness or hunger. So okay, so we have hate. What else? What else can be?
So we gotta
Nothing.
bring
You're
up these
never
things.
gonna be nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Oh,
What about
stupid.
sister?
That's
I had
good
that
ones.
word too. I had that
Stupid.
word. Yeah.
That's a good word. Yes. Not as a good word, but that's a good one. Shall I say?
Mhm.
Not a good word at all.
What about ugly?
Oh
Ugly.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
That's not a good word either. That should be out of our vocabulary.
And now they stretch it out and say oogly.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
which I think is worse than ugly. I think oogly is worse than ugly. Right?
It is. It is.
Oh
What about impossible?
I'm sorry. A what?
Impossible. Do you think that's high vibration or low
Impossible.
vibration? Impossible.
I think it can be high because when you when you come at someone and say that something is impossible, it makes them strive to go a little harder, to get to
Does
it,
it?
to achieve it, to show that person that yeah, well, not everybody, but a lot of people, that is a motivation for them. So I think it can
And
go either
also,
way.
impossible spells I'm possible, just as a FYI. If we were to break it down, is I'm possible. So I want to look at some more words. Say that again.
I said, so that could be a high vibration, right?
Yeah, if we say I'm possible, yes.
I'm possible. I like
I'm
that. I
possible.
like that.
Mhm.
All right, so let's look at another word. We looked at morning. Let's look at another word that people say all the time. When you answer your phone, what do you say?
Greetings.
Apparently, I'm talking to the wrong room here.
No, but I didn't hear your question. I didn't really hear your question.
When someone calls you, right? If you didn't know about words, if someone called you, how would you answer?
On the phone?
Yes.
Well, until all these scams started going on, I was answering my phone like, yes. I always said yes. That was the standard way of answering the phone. And then I found out people want you to say yes to scam you out of something. So I stopped saying yes.
They record your voice.
Mm-hmm. So now when I answer the phone, I'll say, speak.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so anybody else again, when other people other than us are answering our phone, answering their phone, what do you think they say? Someone calls you, a family member, you call a family member, how do they answer their phone?
You're looking for hello?
I'm looking for hello. Thank you very much, Sister V. I was looking for hello. But let's think about hello. Let's use the vibration of hello. What is it telling you?
Ooh, hell is low. Hell is low.
Yeah.
It's a very negative connotation to hello.
Yeah. But again, people say it all the time. And again, we don't know. Most people, we just use words. So once you learn what a verb or what a word is and the power that it has, we will continue to use those words because again, I don't know when I stopped saying hello, but I do not answer my phone hello. I say, how may I help you? Good day. I don't answer hello. And I know that people at work, they say usually good morning, but they'll say hello also. And I'll say good day. And again, I'm looked at like with a side eye kind of thing. Like, why can't you just say? Because they're used to the hello and the good morning. They're not used to something else, so it's strange to them. But that's what I say. I don't say hello. That's another word, a word that is so innocent, but it can have a low vibration. The low vibration. It's a color.
Oh, blue.
Oh, I know.
Right? And blue, what does it mean? It's a color. It also means what?
It can be an emotion.
It could be an emotion. And is it a good emotion or not so good emotion?
Not so good. Not so good. Not very
Yeah,
good.
it means again, we're back to being sad.
Sad. Mm-hmm.
Being sad. And Crayola, they in their 20, at least the 24 box. It's not in the 8. I don't think it's in the 16 either. Box of crayons. The color, they have Azure in there, which is blue. And I don't even know if it says blue anymore. I know it says Azure in there. All right. So that again, as we are speaking, we have to try to use words that have high has a high vibration, so that it can bring positive energy to us. That's one aspect of words. Another aspect is how we say words. And we can use all the high vibration words we want, but how do we say them? And I want to, again, this is interactive here. Words can affect us and others positively or negatively. It's dependent on the word we use, the tone of our voice, and the meaning of the word, our meaning, right? For instance, and I just kind of help me out here. So, sass, I want you to say, leave the room in a monotone voice.
You want me to give you a high vibration or a low vibration?
I want you to monotone. Just say, leave the room.
Leave the room.
All right. Now I want you to say it in a commanding voice.
Leave the room.
So you said the same exact thing. Would it give different energies?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
Right? So that's the tone. So now let me ask you a question. When you said leave the room the first time, was it? Well, no. When you said it the second time, was it a feeling of urgency? A feeling of what? What was the feeling?
Get out right now. Not now. Right now.
Right now, yes.
So it had a different meaning behind it when you said it in a different tone, right? It had a different meaning.
Yes. Yes.
So it was the same phrase, a different energy. It had a different message, and it would probably get a different result. I know with my cat, Strawberry the cat, right? She don't listen anyway, but if I say leave the room, or she looks at me like as if I said absolutely nothing. If I say leave the room, her again, she probably is not going to leave because she does her own thing, but she just looks differently. She'll look at me a little differently, like, okay, what's about to come? So it's the same words, but it may have a different result. All right. And so one more exercise. I want to say this also. In our last episode, we discussed children and teaching them that they're beautiful. There was a research done by a psychologist, an educational psychologist. Her name is Michelle Borber. And in her research, she found out that children hear 18 negative statements for every one positive statement. Just imagine that. You got 18 negative statements for every one positive statement. Just imagine being bombarded with all the negative words and energy most of the time. What kind of mindset, what kind of demeanor would they kind of walk with if this was all, again, 18 words for every one word, 18 negative for every one positive. And it wasn't words. She said it was a statement. So a statement is more than one word.
Right.
So just think about that. And even with adults, let's take that to adults. Imagine you're at work and you're doing your work exactly the way you're supposed to be doing it. and you're doing a great job. However, you're not recognized for doing that job. What type of effect does that have on you? It may not be verbal, it may not be a negative word, but just think that here it is, I'm doing all this work, and my supervisor can't even say good job. Good job, V. Good job, Sass.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of effect does that have on us as well?
Oh, sure,
Right?
definitely. Yeah, it definitely can lower the morale.
Yeah,
That's
it would definitely
definitely.
lower them around.
Mm-hmm.
It would definitely. So, I have a question. So, we went over the power of words, and we know in the history of the world, let's just say, that words have been used to oppress and free people, right? Can anyone want to kind of dive into how have words been used to oppress people?
Well, I'd like to address that. Just being black, that famous N word, calling us niggas and words like coons and things like that. And so when you're constantly told a nigger or dead, people, it's going to shape our whole mindset and probably affect our tone scale. Or
This
if
is
And
we
I,
think we're nothing, you're what you think. You become what you think. We're just a, our thoughts together into.
yeah, I was thinking the word I was that came to mind was minority. That word
mm,
brings down. It kind of puts us. First of all, it puts us in a box. One, and then two, it makes us feel like we are that somebody's superior to us. That word. That's what that word could mean if you don't know yourself,
What
and if
word
you don't
be? What word be? I didn't hear what you said. What word?
minority, minority.
Minority.
Yes, and that's all over. It gives you a feel. It gives. It's supposed to give you a sense of again you're in that box and that somebody is superior to you. You're not the majority of the group. So that word also
wow.
can have a negative connotation in it as well, which we know that's what they try to do to put us in a box to separate us from others. It's all about separation, trying to
Mhm.
separate you from the other person. That's what it is. So that also can be a word that has been
Mm.
used to make us feel other than ourselves, make us feel less than who we are, and belittle us Mhm. until you know better. So that word, that's my word.
All right. Sister Sass, anything else on oppression?
Well,
I want to get to the freeing.
I know that a word that young people, especially males, are really big on is respect. Okay, so you know they feel they're not respected, and I was wondering what does really respect mean. It means to I think it means to them it means to look at me. But in our community, we take respect. Respect can have a lot of meanings, a lot of dual meanings. What does
So,
respect mean to you?
respect means that. Well, it's interesting when you said that. I thought about children. I didn't think about respect for adults, but as far as children, growing up as I did, is you're not talking back. You're following the instruction that's being given to you. That's in the child dealing with children. But if we're dealing with adults and respecting you, you don't want anyone to call you out of your name. You don't want anyone to speak to you in a tone that's not becoming.
Mhm.
And so I would leave it there.
Mhm. So, well, okay. So, after all of that, so what I got, which is, and this is great, love this conversation, this discussion that we're having. So, vibration can be positive energy, or it can be negative energy. So, my question to you is that do we determine whether it's that negative energy or that positive energy? Can it be in our tone and how we say it and what we do? Is that what is going to determine whether it's positive or negative?
Well, I just think that some words are just positive and negative. So like we said, we went over the worst. We went over hate. We know that's negative. We went over sad, or I may have said sad, ugly. So those are just negative because it generates a negative energy. So I don't think it's just that we are deciding if it's negative or positive. I think the word, and maybe it's our understanding of the word. It could be that. It could be the fact that the definition that we're using, again, just like with the mourning, right? When you said mourning was happy to you, and sad said mourning with like grieving. So maybe it's the definition that we know. It could be that. But I think that we just have to be again cognizant of the words that we are using, and this is in that's coming out of our mouths, and it's also in typing. I'm learning that. I'm learning both parts, right? But listen, I keep telling you all, I am a huge work in progress. All right. All right. And so I think it all depends on, I think it also depends on our meaning too. Like, what's the meaning behind the words? Just like Sass said that when she said leave the room, she meant go, like now. And so, and maybe if that wasn't her, because again, her meaning probably affected her tone. Even if, like, for instance, say leave the room, leave the room, leave the room. So it's a difference. So I think that it has it's probably a combination of things. It's the word that we're using. It's the meaning that we know, the definition that we know, because we're choosing to use that word. And it could also be the definition that the children or whoever we're speaking to, I'm not sure why, I've been hanging around children too long. Whoever we're speaking to, what their definition or what their understanding of the word would be. I just want to ask, any final thoughts on the vibration of words?
Words could invoke strong emotions, very strong emotions, very strong feelings in people. And we really have to be careful of, like you said, the cultural meaning, the literal meaning, and your tone, especially your tone. Because you could seem condescending when you really don't intend that. You could seem disrespectful when you really don't intend that. And young people, I think, especially our children, they're very conscious of somebody dissing them and being disrespectful. Love is a powerful word, a very powerful word. And sometimes we just need a hug.
Absolutely.
And my mama always said, watch your tone, girl. Watch your tone.
Yeah. So I just want to just kind of summarize. I saw something online the other day, and it said, think with our mouth closed. When we speak a word, we can't take it back as if it was never said. All right. So if we think with our mouth closed, wow, that's gonna be interesting. Think with our mouth closed, and maybe I guess maybe what we're thinking won't come out. And something that I'm also learning on a daily, hourly, every second basis is that not every thought needs to be said. And I think that people kind of need to work on that. What?
Yeah, I can agree with that. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, yes.
And sometimes saying nothing is much better than saying something. Let's be found only using words that raise our vibration and the vibration of others. It will be a challenge at first if you're not consciously doing this. It will definitely be an effort, a challenge. But I'm sure we can do it. And I challenge everyone to use high vibration words, and that's words that make you feel happy. And stay away from words that may bring you down. Or even thoughts that just kind of may bring you down, because we know it, because we are energy people. We're full of energy, so we'll know words that make us feel good and words that make us feel nice. So we're going to end this episode on the power of words, the vibration of words, and until next time, this is Jalen of Your Mama Said What? Pearls of Wisdom,
Raw
and polished.
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?